Hey everybody, and welcome back. Just wanted to recap some things for you, and I kind of got a lot of stuff to showcase today. To give you a little bit of a background information, I have not bought anything off eBay in what's this day's 52 since the 1st of July. So this is day 52 on the countdown. But as you can see in front of you, I have made some pickups, starting with a little retail success and then a really cool story of me connecting with another collector that I'll talk about here at the end. But first, the retail success. First thing I picked up in the last month was some of these playoff football. These are 2020, so a really good quarterback class. Now this is low end football stuff, but I picked these up from Big Lots, and so I've had some success at Big Lots picking up a few football packs, some score, a little bit of heritage baseball, etc. So whenever we're over there by the Big Lots where we live in our town, me and my daughter will run in there to see if there's any cards. And that's kind of the motivation now for the next purchase. My daughter, she's 8 years old, and she's starting to like to rip packs. Although I don't rip a lot of stuff, but that in mind, I saw on just random Dave and Adam's Car World they had a sale on some of the Topps Heritage High numbers. So you've got 2020 Heritage right here. These were $79, and if you spent, I think it was $200 plus, you could get free shipping. So I bought 3 boxes of these high number. Now, in all honesty, they're $79.99 for a reason. There's not a lot of good stuff in here. The Lewis Robert rookie card is probably the only big name rookie you're going to pull out of this, but you're obviously going to get one hit out of the box, and this is it. I've been a fan of the Heritage High number since 2018. So I bought some of the 18, bought some of the 19, and it didn't disappoint. So I was kind of hopeful for 2020. 1971 is one of my favorite vintage designs from the 70s. And so why not combine something I like, high number Heritage and the 1971 look? Topps, though, kind of messed it up. But this is the thing. If they hadn't messed it up and had thrown, Alvarez, or Gavin Lux or Bo Bichette in here, these probably would have been out my price range, and I had no business picking them up. So I think my plan going forward is maybe rip a box of this with my daughter and just have a little just some fun, family fun, if you will, and maybe just keep a couple boxes for later. I don't know if one of the obscure rookies will blow up one day, but it's probably always good to have some unopened product for a day when you just want to rip into something. It seems like the hobby lately has all been lots of big news coming in the hobby, and we all know what that's about. But this is more of a lighthearted video, And so this is something that they threw in for free, which I thought was interesting. So I guess I was, they gave me a choice too of several things, and I chose this. It's a trading card game. I'm not that familiar with it. NFL 5. But it's got 55 cards in the box. It's a pre-built deck, but there's a couple of scissors, like 5 foil inserts or 5 foil parallels. That's the terminology. But 2019. So I said, hey, for free, I'll throw that in there. That'll be something else to open up. My daughter will probably have a blast with that. The other day at school, she's back in school and took in a binder with some of her sports cards from stuff that we've ripped and a few things we picked up from the Atlanta show because we were there. And none of her friends thought it was cool. They were all into Pokemon cards, but she's the one kid in her school representing our hobby. So I think that's pretty cool. So the next stuff I want to share is a really cool story. One of my viewers, Scott is his name. He mentioned on a previous video that he had some things I might be interested in. And as I said before, I haven't bought anything off eBay in almost 2 months. And primarily that's because I'm 6 months out from my military retirement, and I'm just trying to build up a little bit of cash, maybe a little bit more of a nest egg, so that when I transition to the civilian sector, it's always good to have a little extra cash on hand. I know with inflation that's risky, but it's cash is still king for the most part, and always good to have in a transition period. But Scott reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've got some things you might like." He sent me a list of the cards that he had. He was looking to get rid of them and roll some of the proceeds back into some more vintage stuff that I totally get, man. I love that as well. But everything he showed on the list was stuff that I was interested in. So I went ahead and said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Let's do the deal. And so he gave me a very decent price, very blessed and fortunate. And the cards came in today, and I just want to showcase them for everyone to see. What an awesome stuff I got here. A little bit of my childhood here, 83 Topps. The best top set from the 80s in my opinion. And you've got 3 key Hall of Famers. So I've got the Gwynn rookie, the Boggs, and of course the number 3 big rookie in that set, the Sandberg. I still think this Sandberg is way undervalued. Any of you remember being kids back in 1989 when the Cubs went on that magical run? Sandberg had that fantastic season. Wow, I liked Ryan Sandberg, man. He's very underappreciated in the hobby. And here, this is one of the bigger cards in the purchase, this 86 Fleer. You can never go wrong with an 86 Fleer. Prices have dipped a little bit on these, but I think long term, this is what 52 Topps baseball will be for basketball at some point. The iconic set that changes the game. So 86 Fleer, Patrick Ewing. Very clean card, centering just a little bit off left to right, but it makes up for it with the clean edges and sharp borders. Just a beautiful card. Another card that he had included in a lot was this 92 Upper Deck Shaquille O'Neal. Now, interesting note on this, there's 2 versions of this. There's a 1A, and this is the A. The 1A says trade card up here, and that's the one you'd pull from a pack. To my understanding, this is the one you had to send that trade card in the mail, and this was kind of a redemption. So very difficult, and the interesting thing is you're not going to be able to pull these out of packs since it was a true redemption. So to get this in a 9 is very difficult. These are condition-sensitive cards. Look at all the black edges and corners. Very tough. So in a 9, a fantastic card. I just recently picked up an 8 for around 30 bucks, and a 9, I'm assuming it's around 100 bucks, but a really sharp card with a lot of promise. One Kobe card, this 96 Fleer metal. So some, metal's gotten popular, but I still think it isn't as popular as it should be, being that it was a high-end product, buying that off the shelf in 96, or fairly, if not high-end, mid-tier at least, we'll give it that. But a really nice looking Kobe Bryant. This will be my second one of these, but first one in the Lighthouse holder. Here's a card and a player that I'm really big on, this Topps Chrome Paul Pierce. I've got a few of these in 8s, and this is my first 9. I think this card has a lot of potential because Pierce is still well under the radar, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He won that championship with the 3 amigos, him, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. And it's just a matter of time before collectors come around to realizing that this guy was a pretty good player. Had a great career. Now we're to the stuff that I'm really passionate about. And when he sent the list, Scott really knew kind of what my wheelhouse was. And he knew I was a big fan of the 96 stuff. So personal reasons, I've covered it in past videos, but 96 draft is very important to me. And because it correlates to kind of in my life a big important event that changed my life forever. Basically the next day, that night, and the next day. But Steve Nash here, I've already have like 4 of these graded, but none in a 9. So my highest grade in this was an 8.5. So it's nice to have this in a mint 9. Just a cool card. Him with Allen Iverson, pre the question shoes. He's wearing it looks like some Nikes. So it looks like probably preseason before he signed his deal with Reebok, maybe, I'm guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. And look, another card. And who's guarding him? AI. Love that about the Bowman's Best rookie card. It's essentially Bowman. It's got AI and Steve Nash, 2 Hall of Fame guards from that draft class on both of those cards. Can't go wrong with that. And then what was kind of considered a high-end card, this Steve Nash in a mint 9. Got a couple of these. Looks really good. I've got several with appeal, but sometimes it's good to get one without appeal because it's got a little bit more luster to it. It presents very well. And just a really, really gorgeous card. All right, now let's look on the next person. Oh, the next one of these are all Ray Allen. And I've got a nice Ray Allen collection. So a lot of these are reprints, but man, you can never have too much of a good thing, right? Love this 96 Finest. This one has the coating, and you can kind of see like with the coating with not. The coating is still nice, right? You want to get the coating if you have the choice. I wouldn't peel it off, but it's good to have copies without coating too, so you can see the contrast maybe. But a nice 96 finest with coating, Ray Allen. This is a tough card, the Lucky 13. You would get a redemption for this, and you would mail in this and get it back. So once again, no one's opening any packs with these Lucky 13 cards in. And they are really thin paper stock, so sensitivity is key on these. So the higher the grade, obviously the higher the premium on these. The Upper Deck Ray Allen. This will be my third one of this. I love the grain finish on here. I think they did that for baseball as well, but that's kind of like a basketball almost, like the little dots on a basketball. And it's got in here 6, 26, 96. Like I said, the significance of that night for me. I love this photo of Ray Allen, although I don't love the fact that my Timberwolves traded him away that night. Sticking with the Ray Allen theme, a beautiful 96 Ultra. Here's a nice Fleer. And these also drew me here, these metals. I have several raw that are in really good shape, but only one PSA graded. It was only a near mint 7, so I was able to get one in an 8. Really sharp looking card. I love the colors on this and how the purplish greenish matches the uniform color. Just a well done card by Fleer Metal. And then, oh wow, look at this. This thing's a beauty. This in a 9. This Fleer Metal Ray Allen, just a gorgeous card. I think these might be a little bit more difficult in high grade because that foil chips so easy. And then just another beautiful card, this 96 Hoops. There's a little short clip on YouTube you can watch about the 96 draft and the Slam magazine photo shoot where all these future stars showed up. And this is where this picture, I believe, was taken. You've got Kobe Bryant in there as well. And he had a cast on. He'd hurt it. I think he'd break his wrist playing down at Venice Beach, which is an infamous incident that happened. And then everyone was there except Allen Iverson. But they got a lot of these portrait shots there from that event on these 96 cards. Here's another SP. Beautiful card. More of a portrait shot, but just that's so mid-90s right there. And then and this is just a beautiful card here. We're going to have a run of a couple 96 tops, all in mid-9s. And you can tell by the number here, these have been graded recently, and PSA has really been cracking down on stuff. So as the pop report is gonna increase on these, we'll see more of these coming out, but then it's going to dry up, right? As folks no longer see it financially beneficial to send this stuff in. So for a while there, I was trying to pick them up whenever I could. And obviously in this case, for the price I was getting at, I couldn't say no to these beautiful Ray Allens. So there's 1, 2, the third one. All of these are extremely well centered, these 9s. I have several other 9s, and I don't believe any of them are as well centered as those. Now the last 2 cards I'm going to show, this Collector's Choice. Most of you think Collector's Choice kind of low end, but I did not have this graded at all. So I was super excited to add this to the run for my Ray Allen collection. Just kind of a common card, but still a cool piece. I got quite a few raw, but none graded. And obviously with the price of grading, it wouldn't be beneficial for me to send it in. And then another card, this Stadium. This is from the first series, so the Rookies one. Kind of an underappreciated card, but a great picture of Ray Allen doing what Ray Allen does best, and that's jacking up a three-pointer. Love that card. So that's it for the graded cards. And then as a bonus, Scott threw in these. He said in the note, Scott appreciated it. These were a pack pulled from him from his younger days, and a really nice selection of some 1990 hoops. Went through there. There's like the Vlade Divac rookie. There's Gary Payton, Sean Kemp rookies, and some other good rookies as well from the early 90s, and then some 91 hoops as well. So some fun stuff that I really enjoyed going through. But this is it. At the end of the day, this hobby is all about connections and making friendships and building trust and partnerships. And it was great to connect with another collector and for us to be able to strike a deal and have everything go smoothly. So hopefully, Scott, you'll receive the money in the mail that I sent you for this stuff, because You were so generous about sending it ahead and then waiting for payment. I appreciate that. But hope everyone enjoyed this video. Once again, everyone, I appreciate your posts, your comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.